So in my last video, or at least I hope it was, I'm pre-recording these so I really have no idea, but in my bookish wish list video I said I was going to be going to Second and Charles soon, which is, excuse me, my favorite bookstore in the world. It's kind of a combination of a new and used bookstore, but they also have, you know, DVDs, music, action figures, games, everything like that. One I go to, in case anyone's curious, is in Newark, Delaware, and it's where the Best Buy used to be, which gives you an idea of just how freaking massive this place is. But on the outside, they have a free book section, which is just, as it says, literally free books. If you wanted to take every single last one in there, I mean, you'd be an asshole, but you could. But the way it works is you don't have to bring stuff to give away, you can just go ahead and shop, but if you want to, like I generally do, I donated, I think it was, well, I'm not really donating, I guess, but I gave away 10 or so DVDs, a few books, and a board game, and then they'll either give you cash or double that amount in store credit. I ended up getting, I think, $17.25 in store credit, which I was very happy with, honestly. If you watched my bookish wish list video, you would have seen the books I wanted to get, and they only had a couple of them, unfortunately, at least used. I'm not going to go there and waste my money on new books, at least in my opinion. But first, I will go ahead and show the ones that I got in the free book section. So the first one was The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, which I read 3/4 of years ago, and then kind of ironically, if you know what this book is about, I got rid of the book only because I was flying back to the States and my study abroad was coming to an end, and I was just throwing things in a suitcase and my suitcase was too heavy, so please don't stone me, but I did end up just having to get rid of this one, but I enjoyed what I read of it, so I saw this for free and thought, why not? This next giant stack of books are those things where you think at the time, yes, I need these, and then you think, am I just going to be putting these back into the free bin next year? I don't think so, because I like to travel, so, but I can't even lift these. So I don't know how many of these I have, I think maybe 9, but someone gave away essentially the entire collection of the Life World library books. These smell pretty potent, which if I'm honest, I'm not the biggest fan of. But they are from 1966, and I didn't take all of them. I just went through and picked all of the ones that were either places like Spain that I've obviously visited before, or ones that I'm very interested in visiting, such as Southeast Asia. So then I also picked up the West Indies, China, Australia, and New Zealand. Originally when I read this, I thought it said Austria and New Zealand, which I thought was an odd combination, so this makes a lot more sense. Switzerland, Russia, the Arab world, and Eastern Europe, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, and Poland. In particular, ones like this, or say the Arab world, I thought would be really interesting to read because obviously it says Czechoslovakia. These are from the 60s, so it'd also be interesting to see how things have changed. Okay, so because I got $17, all of the books that I bought from there I got also for free, so this is a 100% free book haul, which was very nice. I did want to leave finally owning the entirety of the Magician's trilogy. I own the second. I did find the first, but they didn't have the third, which is frustrating because that's the only one I haven't read yet. But as I said, I got these all for free, but if you were to buy this was used and it was $5.25. I know a lot of people hate the series. My dad read the first one and said he would never continue it. I would say if you're looking for the feeling that you had when you're reading Harry Potter, don't pick these up. It's the opposite of the feeling, at least in my opinion, you get when you read Harry Potter. But I really enjoy how pessimistic and downtrodden Quentin is, but I know a lot of people despise that. My dad finished the first book and he said he would never pick up another book in the series again, so I don't know. This next one I was very, very excited about. I don't read a lot of fantasy and I'm not planning, honestly, to ever get really, really into fantasy, but I was really interested in this series in particular, and that is Daughter of the Blood by Anne Bishop. If I hold it in front of my face, maybe it'll focus. I said this in my bookish wishlist video, but I'm interested in this series because these gender roles are reversed sexually and politically. At least in this first book, it seems a woman is coming into power, so 3 men who were sworn enemies are attempting to get through to her, I think, in order to get the throne. I'm not really clear, but sounds really interesting. Then I was very excited to see this, and that was The Likeness by Tana French. This is the second book, hopefully. I didn't actually check, but I'm pretty sure this is the second book in the Dublin Murder Squad series. I absolutely adored In the Woods, which they didn't have, or I would have picked up as well. But such a refreshing take on the detective crime genre. The first book was probably my most surprising favorite of this year so far. And I forgot to say, but this was $5.25 and Daughter of the Blood was $2.50. So I think if they're relatively new paperbacks, and in good condition. It seems like they're all $5.25. Then I had not heard of this before, but that is Surfacing by Margaret Atwood. The Handmaid's Tale was my favorite book of either 2013 or 2014. I want to say 2014. I was interested in this because when I think of Margaret Atwood, I don't think of a detective novel or a psychological thriller, but this is described as part detective novel, part psychological thriller. And I love her writing, and I love that genre of books, so the combination seemed perfect. And in this, a woman and her lover go to a remote island in northern Quebec in search of her father. If someone had just given me the summary of this book, I would never in a million years have thought Margaret Atwood was the author, but honestly, I wish I had picked up a lot of these before the booktubeathon because this in particular would have been really good. So those are all of the books I got. I know this is my version of going on a book buying spree. 6 books I wanted and then a bunch of weird world encyclopedias. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've read any of the books here and if you enjoy them, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.